10 months ago, I had an idea. The idea was very simple. Every month, I share something I learned. Okay, in order for me to learn better by sharing and teaching to others what I learned. This is the streak of if you become the teacher, you learn better. Anyway, I didn't. I didn't do it. I went on a path of completely forgetting what was my original goal and went completely too far on everything else, which means I wanted to share everything about anything. Of course, chaos caught me. I didn't finish anything. I didn't manage to do the same thing for 2 weeks straight. So, today I come back to this original intention, which is sharing now weekly what I learn. Very simply, can I manage to do something for 2 weeks? 2 weeks straight? If I keep doing the same thing 4 times in a row, if you still see me in 1 month from now, then this isn't the right thing for me to do. Okay? I will share you 3 things I have learned this past week in 3 dimensions: in the mind, the body, and the soul. To me, this is the vision, the abstract thinking patterns in the mind that we need to change, limiting beliefs, etc., all this stuff. And there is also the movement, which is daily life, which is important to master too, the habits, etc. There is also the form to me, which is the craft. To me, who is writing stories, I need to learn that. So, first, vision. What I have learned this week is breaking the continuity. The continuity is when you want to change and you do a sort of quantum jump. One night, around midnight, I went out completely mad and I started pulling the grass and crying at the sky, The very typical scene of somebody who lost his mind. Because I couldn't stand anymore. The loops I was repeating again and again and again. And these vast emotions that I felt broke the loops and broke the continuity. Let me explain what I mean by continuity. Continuity to me is the illusion of the mind. My mind and yours need a narrative, need a coherent narrative for going from yesterday to tomorrow. If the mind cannot predict tomorrow by looking at yesterday, he feels bad, he feels in the unknown, and he doesn't like the unknown. So, our minds wants us to be in these loops. But our consciousness is not stuck in these loops, not at all. The way I see it now is like a screen. A screen is made of pixels. Every pixel is the same. I imagine my consciousness, personality, anything, a bit like coordinates within this screen. So if we divide this screen of my consciousness, of my psyche, into different sections, maybe in the top right corner, this is the sad and weak version of me. In the bottom left corner, this is the strong and confident version of me. Both exist within me, within my consciousness, within this screen. Now, this screen can show me anything and everything within the screen of myself. I can put my attention to any place of this screen, bottom left or top right. To this screen, it doesn't change anything. You can snap, you can change coordinates like that, because the way reality works in a screen is image by image. Every 60 seconds on the screen, 60 times a second, depending on the screen, you are recreating entirely the image. So it doesn't cost more to jump from the bottom right to the top left, or to one place to the other. The same way, it doesn't cost more to suddenly making appear a pancake. What prevents my reality for becoming full of pancakes and, I don't know, having octopus flying in the sky, is my belief system. This is my belief that the screen should have continuity. The images are moving. If there's an octopus working on my screen, then my belief systems makes it so that just a few pixels move to, make the octopus move, but it still looks like an octopus. This is continuity. But in theory, I can transform the octopus into a cupcake, just like that. Or change myself in more subtle ways, from a weak version of me to a strong version of me. This is much easier than to become an octopus. So, this I can do. I can change my belief system enough to become a better me, to change my position on the screen of my consciousness. So, that's what I have done. Because I was at the age of breaking loops. I broke loops, I broke some patterns. So I changed my coordinates. Breaking the continuity is not harder, in theory, than anything else, than continuing. What allowed me to change this continuity that easily, it wasn't easy, but that suddenly, was because I already trained myself for many years to break again and again the continuity. I have lived many different lives. I have been the business guy, I have been the nomad, I have been the actor, I have been the writer, I have been so many different identities. So my mind was kind of already primed to change again my core identity and my belief system around who I am. Because I know I can be on many different places on this screen. I can light up different pixels. Far from here. It doesn't cost me anything else because my consciousness is expanded enough. If you expand your consciousness, your screen is bigger, so you can light up pixels that are further and further from your current place on the screen. So to break the continuity, the most easy tool I have used is to actually break the patterns. It is to for example, instead of taking right, taking left, and doing things that are meaningless, doing useless actions. This is how to break the patterns, and this is the easiest way for your mind to get used to break continuity, because your mind seeks meaning. So if, for example, instead of using your forks, you are eating with your fingers, or instead of entering your car, you are doing 3 turns around it before, this is completely meaningless. This is weird. This is breaking patterns. And with time, this allows to break the continuity, because you can start to break patterns around your weekly habits, around then your activities. Instead of going to golf every Saturday, you go to a boxing class. And then you go to travel. And then you never come back. And then you are happy. I fucking want to travel again. Anyway, this was how to break the continuity. That's been a long time. I want to play chess. That's been a long time that I am interested in this game. But interestingly, I never fully bought into it. I never put in the effort to run this game. I've looked into many other places to find some game that I would like, but what I want in a game is first, no randomness. This reduces it by maybe 10% of the game available to me. Randomness is like injustice to me, and I don't like that. So I don't want randomness, and I want a game that feels like the win is earned. There is no randomness, there is no way for injustice. And chess is exactly that. You can only, if you ever played this, you know that it's hard because you know that the defeat is 100% because of you. You cannot blame anything or anyone, not even your adversary. That's why it's hard, that's why it's fun, that's why I like it and I hate it. Because I started to be interested in this game maybe 2 years ago, and since I have been turning around but never going in. I have been trying many, random games on my phone, just borrowing things, and everything's boring because nothing has this depth that I seek. Nothing has this, I guess, justice for the winner or the loser. Nothing is like it, okay? So the perfect game for me is chess. And somehow, I don't play chess. I'll tell you why. Because chess requires effort. And I don't like to put in the effort. I have realized that chess, like many other domains in my life, is one of those mountains of effort that I keep running around. I turn around again and again, doing everything that is almost like it, but not exactly this. I want a game I can invest myself in, but I don't want to invest myself in because it requires effort, and so I don't want to climb this mountain of effort. There is friction. One wrong belief I had, and that I realized this week, is that I thought effort means misalignment. I thought that if I was acting aligned, there is no effort needed, there is only flow. This is actually quite the other way around. I'll tell you what I think quickly about this. I think that effort is the right way because it puts you out of your comfort zone, and life happens out of the comfort zone. What I was going wrong is that if there is inner resistance, then there is misalignment. If there is outer resistance, there is alignment. But this is a topic for another day. For now, let's talk about the mountain of effort. Climbing this mountain is slow. Imagine if you are slaloming between mountains, you can go fast. You can go very fast. But you do not go higher. You do not progress if progress means going higher. You are in a hamster wheel. Every step I take when I play chess makes me go slower, way slower, because climbing requires so much effort, and every step forward is hard. So I prefer to spiral or run around, but what I realized is the slower I accept to be, the straighter I climb, and the faster I go up. Does it make sense? The slower I go, the faster I progress. And this is very interesting to me, because I've been very, very, very fast for many, many years. I've been going so fast that I couldn't learn anything, that progress was banned from my life. Speed isn't the way. Friction and slowness is clearly the way, and I start to accept it. So what I'm doing right now, as you see, is instead of learning many, many things in 100 different subjects every week, I focus myself down to 3 things, for example in this video, that I share, that I crystallize. I crystallize 3 lessons or topics or subjects that I learned, concepts. 3 every week is so little to me that they take a lot of space in my mind, and that I remember them, and that it is slow enough for my neurons to connect and to crystallize this. So I built something. This is the mountain of effort. Concerning the 4, I have been struggling to write for quite some years, to write my stories. What was blocking, I find now, is that I got a missing link between the idea and the execution. Let's take a car. A car has the body of the car, has the fuel, and has the engine. Okay? But me, for the past 4 years, I have been focusing on the body of my writing car. This means I was writing and writing. I was putting in the words. I was finding things on the paper, seeing the body of what I was building. But something was missing. I was struggling so much to go forward and to learn and to progress and to actually build anything. This was just a bunch of words on paper. There was not depth and meaning to it. And somehow I wasn't progressing at all in the way I was learning to write better or in my stories. I didn't finish one. I finished 2 short stories in 4 years, and I call myself a writer. What's missing? What's missing is my engine. I don't have an engine yet. The car has a body, a fuel container, and an engine. What does my writing have? My writing have a body, which means the words on the paper, has fuel, which means my creativity. This I got so much for, I tell you, I can go very, very far. Imagination is not what I miss. What I miss is the engine. The engine is what turns the fuel, the ideas, into words. It's what makes the body of the car move forward. What's an engine for a writer? An engine is structure. I am currently focusing on building a structure that I can follow on every step of my journey, of my writing. If you write a bit, you know about many structures like the hero's journey or even the Japanese Kisho Tenketsu that I like, or many things. This is what I miss. I haven't focused enough on creating my own structure because, well, that's nice to learn the structures and everything of everybody, but I won't commit to anything that is not my creation because, well, I'm a creator. So I'm taking inspiration from these structures and I'm building my own engine. I don't think that's necessary. This is just me who like it. This engine is a structure that will be the same for a phrase, for a paragraph, for a scene, for a chapter, or for an entire book. This will be a fractal structure that I will use everywhere. This means that every time I have a scene in head, I know the 4 parts of it. I know how to start it, how to do the setup, for example, starting with concrete images, then how to do the movement just after, and how to set up the tension between the beginning and the end, and to do some twist in between. And if I learn this only one move that I will do again and again and again and again, then I will progress so fucking fast by doing only one thing on every scale. See? I don't need to learn many things. I need to learn one engine. Once it's built, and that I improve it every week, I think, I hope, I believe that will unlock my creativity. Writing is so fucking hard because I lack structure. And by the way, I've been resisting so much structure because somehow I had this belief that structure was limiting my creativity. But now I know by experience that this is completely wrong. This is completely false. I still don't know how to put in words. How did I convince myself? I think just experience of failing again and again without a structure is how I convinced myself. It took me a few years, but now I know structure and constraints are what drives creativity. So I'm just gonna focus on doing the same move again and again, instead of doing 1,000 moves once. Build an engine. That's my advice. And clap. End of the week. Thank you.